today, you can hardly go outside without seeing somebody holding a vape or standing while smoking a cigarette. It makes you wonder, why is nicotine addiction so normalized in America while other addictions are not? It is just as unhealthy as alcoholism or drug addiction, and yet it is so much more common and accepted. Approximately 14% of Americans smoke cigarettes. At first that number sounds low, but that is 34.1 million people. Everyone in this room most likely knows someone who uses nicotine products. In my immediate family alone, 3 people have died of lung cancer and 2 more are battling it right now due to smoking their whole life. Because of this, I have done quite a bit of research on nicotine addiction. Nicotine addiction is violently rampaging our country, and awareness needs to be made of the dangers of succumbing to it and the ways it's being subconsciously fed into. I am hoping that during this speech, everyone in this room will be made aware of those dangers. So today, I will be explaining how America and the media push nicotine addictions. To start off, I want to discuss smoking in the workplace. We all know that most businesses allow for at least 2 smoke breaks to be taken during a shift. Many allow more than that. So why are smokers allowed to take extra breaks while non-smokers are not? This is one way that America has normalized and even prioritized nicotine addiction. You absolutely would not, at any job, be allowed to take breaks for other addictions. Smoking cigarettes also gives off a horrible smell, which clings to your clothing. Under no other circumstances would you be able to go to work while giving off such an awful smell without getting written up. A blogger named Tim Sackett did the math on smoke breaks and discovered heavy smokers could take up to roughly 255 hours per year in smoke breaks, all while getting paid for it. So at that point, the question is, why not start smoking? Now I would like to talk about the health risks of nicotine addicts. The obvious answer to my previous question would be for health reasons, but in America, many people don't care about the long-term effects, despite the fact that lung cancer takes up 25% of cancer mortality rates. In 2020 alone, approximately 500,000 people died of smoking-related illnesses. Around 375,000 Americans died of COVID-19 last year. That should put some things in perspective regarding nicotine use. It is much more common than it is portrayed to be due to the lack of information disseminated by the American media and healthcare industries. However, lung cancer is not the only illness you can get from smoking. According to the CDC, you can also develop diabetes, heart disease, COPD, or it can even lead to stroke. Smoking can also worsen asthma, which is rarely fatal but still very serious. Those facts are surprisingly not common knowledge though. I will now be talking about how the media plays into nicotine addictions. For as long as I can remember, smoking has been a big part of American television. Even in old Mickey Mouse or Tom and Jerry cartoons, characters frequently smoked cigars. Those shows and movies were marketed towards children. I know myself and many other children were inspired to pretend to smoke just from watching those cartoons, only to be confused as we were chastised by our parents for doing something that we thought was innocent. While it may not have always had malicious intent, we were subconsciously exposed to thinking that something very dangerous was cool and fun. There are examples of this with so many cartoons and other items marketed towards kids. Currently, the app TikTok, which is predominantly used by teenagers, is full of videos of minors showing vaping in a positive light. A study was done showing that out of 808 videos containing the hashtag vaping, 64% were in a positive light. TikTok is also running anti-vaping ads. Many of those ads list more pros of vaping than cons. If I were a young, easily influenced person and saw an ad saying all the pros of something with a few cons that won't set in for at least 20 years, I'd definitely be tempted to try it out. This is another way American marketing is pandering to nicotine addictions. America makes a huge profit off of nicotine. According to Aaron Dufflin at Statista.com, in 2020, America brought in $12 billion in tobacco off of revenue, products alone. It makes sense that through advertising and movies, they would want to continue to keep the nicotine industry thriving. Throughout this speech, I have tried to educate on the dangers of smoking. I've also discussed the way America caters to and enables nicotine addicts. Having done quite a bit of research on this topic due to my family's tie with it, I feel very compelled to share this information with people. My hope is that through this speech, people will be more cautious toward nicotine and other addictives and towards the subconscious marketing tactics that America uses. On a positive note, the nicotine use rate in America is steadily going down and has been for the past few years. Hopefully we can watch and continue to help educate people to bring that number even lower. I hope you enjoyed this informative speech on nicotine addiction.